Yo, welcome to the Jerk Festival Online. Today we're just going to be doing 3 really simple, dreamy summer nails that you can recreate at home or with regular polish, obviously while the salons are closed. So the first one is this kind of ombre multicolour pastel effect print. The second one is this dreamy cloud print. Really nice for summer. And then for anyone that wants to do something slightly more advanced, we've got an ombre with the palm tree. All we need today to make these 3 easy looks is just a little bit of nail varnish remover I've got in there. These sponges are just your regular household sponges everyone has in their cupboard. Just cut them up and make sure that you've got nice rectangle blocks. And then these 2 striper brushes, they can both be ordered from Amazon. Just type in striper brushes, you'll see one is a little bit longer and one is a little bit shorter. So I like to use the long one to do stuff like the tree trunk for the palm tree, and then the smaller one just for any kind of smaller details. As well, we've got just a little bit of cotton, or you can use some kitchen roll just for any wiping you might need to do. This is a gel brush, so it's got a square end, and that just helps to create a few different looks. If you can't get one of these online, you can just use any makeup brush and just make sure it's not too fluffy. And then I've just got regular nail varnish. Choose any colours you like, but I've gone for a kind of pastel neon selection. And to finish, I always recommend using Seche Vite top coat. Seche Vite has a patented formula that it dries the layer of colour beneath it. So this is a really good top tip for when you're doing any kind of nail art with regular polish. Okay, so I'll show you how to create the first look. We are going to get the first sponge, this nice pastel blue, and I like to do a stripe of blue. Down this side, I'm just going to do a stripe of this very light baby pink colour. And then what you want to do is just get the nail and just place the sponge in the centre and kind of just press down and dab. Now what you want to do is make sure that when you dab down the sides, try not to let the other colour come onto it from the sponge. Then we're just going to get the smaller side that we didn't use of the sponge now, and we're just going to go in one by one at a time. Just get a little bit of the green, and then just kind of look for where you think you want to put the green in. I find the green goes quite nice around the blue area. Pink, pop the pink in around. Like I said, you can really put it wherever you want, it's completely up to you. The next thing that we want to do is go in with our Seche Vite. Seche Vite is really special because you can put it onto tacky polish. So that's going to be slightly tacky now. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to do a nice good coat. Make sure you've got no fluffs. And we'll just do a really nice good coat of Seche Vite top coat over the top. And it's great because when you do the top coat, you'll notice that it all starts to blend, and then that's how you get the final effect. That is our first one done. Nice ombre pastel pattern for the summer. And what's really nice is you can try and do this on, if you do your whole hand, you can do different colours on different fingers, or maybe you just do kind of like a dark green and a light green and then a pink and a dark pink. So that's our first one, so we'll put that to the side and let that dry. So now we're going to move on to our nice dreamy cloud print. So we've painted the base blue already. You can do 2 coats if you want, but I would say if you just give it one thick good coat without it being too thick that it doesn't dry, then that's good enough, because we're going to do the white over. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dip that into our nail varnish remover. As you can see here with this design, we want to kind of go along in 3 diagonal rows across the nail in a cloud effect. And the way I like to do that is I think of 3 little hills close together. Just do a little bit of definition along the humps to create the cloud effect, just like that. And it's quite nice. Every finger is slightly different, like how every cloud is different. And if you just do it without trying to be too neat and tidy, you'll find you always get a better result. And then the last thing I like to do is just get a good bit on your brush, and then at the very tip of the nail, just kind of give it that little bit more white, a little bit thicker, just where the clouds obviously meeting, and any little places where you feel could have a little cloud highlight. So you want swishiness, stippliness, and then the puffy effect. Okay, so now this has had a couple of seconds just to get tacky and set. We can go back in with our Seche Vite top coat. And like we did with our previous design, it's going to kind of blend together. So as I said before, don't wait for the nail to be completely dry. You want it to be a little bit sticky, a little bit tacky without being too wet. If it's too wet, all of the design will run underneath. If it's just a little bit tacky, it's going to give you this really nice dreamy effect. And obviously, why you can't see your nail technicians right now because all the salons are closed, this is an amazing design that you can do yourself. Okay, so we'll put that to the side to dry, and we'll move on to our third design. So get one of the narrower sides of the sponge, and then what I like to do is two colours which complement each other in their tonal shading. So don't do like a blue and then something else which doesn't match at all. Try and go for like a red and orange, a pink and an orange, colours which kind of are a little bit lighter or darker than the other colour. You don't have to be neat at all, just get it into the centre of the nail and then just kind of press down. And as we did before, we're going to go in again with our Seche Vite while it's still a little bit tacky, and that's just going to smudge it all into one. Okay, so now that this third design has had a chance to dry, and as before we were able to paint it on while it was still a bit tacky, we want this one to be completely dry, because otherwise the palm tree is going to smudge as we're trying to paint. Going into our palm tree design now. What I like to do is I like to start about halfway up the nail, okay? So find kind of just below center and then just start drawing a thin line down to the tip of the nail. Now I like to draw about 8 long stalks coming off the palm, okay? From the line outwards. So don't draw inwards, go outwards, okay? Okay, so now we've let this dry for about 5-10 minutes, and you can see it's got tacky now. It's not, it's touch dry. So with this one, what I would say is the most important thing to remember is that you want a really good coat of Seche Vite, because otherwise you're dragging the colour underneath and obviously you're going to smudge the design. So I like to kind of load up the brush with a little bit more than I would have before, so you've got that kind of droplet. Now, start at the top, and what I kind of do is I kind of wisp it over the sections where I haven't got black yet, and then I go in and do my straight. Now you will need to go back into the bottle probably a couple of times just to make sure that you're doing really light tapping strokes across the whole nail. And if you do these kind of short light tapping strokes, you'll find you get just the perfect amount of blending without getting any smudging. And don't forget to go over the tip where we painted that little bit there. Just check you've got all the side walls. Really easy, dreamy, some designs that you can recreate at home with whatever polish, whatever colours. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.